More than 30 years after its first flight, the Su-30 fighter is still operating effectively all over the world, continuing to affirm the position of Russian aircraft technology in the world. The Su-30M2 fighter version is one of the least used modern Su-30 variants, with only 19 Su-30M2 fighters in service, all of them belonging to the Russian Air Force. The aircraft completed factory flight tests in 2010 after 4 airframes were ordered a year earlier. The Su-30M2 is currently optimized for air-to-ground and anti-transport roles using precision-guided weapons, with 16 more on order by 2012. The aircraft is currently used for training purposes, with the standard twin-seat configuration of the Su-30 fighter making it well-suited to such a role. The Su-30M2 is based on the Su-30MKI version developed for India, but has more limited combat capabilities. Apart from the Su-30SM, the Su-30M2 is the only other Su-30 variant currently in service with the Russian Air Force. Some Western sources believe that Russia's decision to purchase the Su-30M2 is aimed at keeping the Komsomolsk-on-Amur aircraft plant running. The next version is the Su-30MK2, which is closely related to the Su-30MKK fighter but is equipped with improved avionics, most notably those affecting command, control, communications, computers, intelligence, surveillance, target acquisition and reconnaissance capabilities. The Su-30MK2's radar can engage multiple targets simultaneously and has a larger antenna array, notably doubling the observation range for surface targets, which optimizes the fighter for the maritime strike role. China is the first customer for the aircraft and has signed a contract for 20 aircraft, bringing its Su-30 fleet to 97 with the first aircraft delivered in 2004. All Su-30MK2s are assigned to the Chinese Navy. Modified variants of the aircraft were later delivered to Vietnam, Uganda, Venezuela, Indonesia and Venezuela. With its Su-30MK2 fleet, Venezuela has long been considered the most capable air force in Latin America. Next came the Su-30MKK, a version ordered by China in 1997 to deal with situations similar to the Taiwan Strait crisis, when the U.S. Navy sent a carrier strike group to the region and came within 100 kilometers of the Chinese coast, but China was not able to respond. The Su-30MKK was considered the most capable fighter in the world at the time. China now operates dozens of Su-27 fighters and has begun domestic license production, but the performance gap between the Su-27SK and the Su-30MKK, especially in terms of sensors and avionics, is significant. China has signed a $1.8 billion contract to purchase 38 Su-30MKK fighters. The aircraft features advanced long-range communications, fly-by-wire controls, a glass cockpit, a head-up display, and a navigation system capable of using both GPS and GLONASS. The Su-30MKK is a game-changer for China's maritime strike capabilities, with design changes including a significantly higher proportion of composite materials than other Su-30 variants and new aluminum alloys that help reduce the aircraft's weight. Lastly, the Su-30K variant, Angola is the leading customer for Russian fighters in Africa, having purchased 12 Su-30K fighters with the first being delivered in September 2017. These were second-hand aircraft acquired after a short stint in the Indian Air Force, which the South Asian nation returned to Russia and exchanged for the more capable Su-30MKI. However, the Su-30KS have also been heavily upgraded in Belarus to bring them up to the Su-30SM standard. The extent of these upgrades remains unclear, as the Su-30K is also the earliest and most basic variant of the Su-30 fighter specifically designed for export.